Okay, just for a second, think about how many screens you see before you even get to your desk in the morning. On the street, in the elevator, at the coffee shop, they're everywhere. Well, there's an advertising revolution happening on those very screens. And today, we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
I mean, from the moment you're grabbing that morning coffee, to your commute, through your office building, and even when you're hitting the gym, your entire day is basically a journey through a world of screens. They've just become a totally natural part of our environment. But here's a wild thought. What if those screens weren't just showing random stuff? What if they were actually showing you something relevant, something that gets the exact moment you're in? That's where this whole thing gets really interesting. All right, so here's the game plan for our deep dive today. First, we'll touch on why this is an unskippable revolution. Then, we'll get into the science of it all, how they target the perfect moment. After that, we'll switch gears to the art of creating a message that actually sticks with you. Then, we'll look at the proof, we're talking real-world results, and finally, we'll peek into the future to see what's coming next. Okay, let's kick things off with the science. This is the secret sauce, the invisible engine running behind it all. It's all about massive amounts of data and some seriously cool tech that lets a billboard know who's walking by and what message is going to land perfectly in that exact moment. So, there's a name for all this, of course. It's called Digital Out of Home, or DOH for short. Really, all it means is using digital screens out in public to show ads that can change and adapt on the fly. You can think of it as the billboard, but all grown up.
So, how does this actually work? Well, it all starts with one crucial thing: knowing exactly who you're talking to. This isn't about shouting at everyone. It's about whispering to the right one. And the level of detail here is just, wow. Advertisers can target people based on personas, like finding foodies when they're near a bunch of restaurants. They can find people who already love certain brands, use household data like income, or even target you based on the places you go all the time, like your favorite movie theater or coffee shop. Okay, so once you know who you're looking for, the next piece of the puzzle is where and when to find them. This is what makes the ad feel like a helpful hint instead of an interruption. And location data is the absolute key here. An ad can pop up when you're just a few feet from a store, tempting you to walk in. It could even show up near a competitor's shop to try and win you over. Or it can just be used to make sure the message is relevant to an entire neighborhood. And it gets even smarter by using what's happening in real time. Just take the weather. The system sees it's a super hot day, it knows that people buy more ice cream when it's hot, and boom, an ad for a nice cold treat appears right in front of you. It's timely, it's relevant, and it's so effective.
So that's the science part. You know, the logical left brain side of the equation. But all that data means nothing if the ad itself is boring. To really connect, it needs that creative spark. It needs the right brain. It needs art.
This quote just nails the whole philosophy of great outdoor advertising. You've only got a couple of seconds to make an impact, so the message has to be incredibly potent and focused. It's all about what you can take away, not what you can add. And these two ads are just perfect examples. On the left, a divorce lawyer uses 2 rings in a single word, oops. It's clever, you get it instantly, and you'll never forget it. On the right, Tide brilliantly taps into Shark Week with a witty line that connects right back to what their product does. So simple, but pure genius. So how do you actually achieve that kind of brilliant simplicity? Well, a great way to think about it is the killer Bs. First, brevity. Keep it short, one single powerful idea. Second, branding. Make sure everyone knows it's you instantly. And third, borders. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Literally. And here is a fantastic example of that third B. Look at this. Acura doesn't just stay inside the billboard. The car is literally shattering the ad's frame. It's a total surprise, it grabs your attention, and it drives home their message perfectly. But you know, at the end of the day, behind all the rules and clever tricks, the real goal is storytelling. The absolute best ads don't just sell you something, they make you feel something. They make you think, they give you a tiny little story in a single glance. So we've got the smart science, and we've got the compelling art. But that all sounds good in theory, right? The big question is, does this stuff actually work? Does it move the needle for businesses? Well, let's look at the proof, because the results are pretty powerful. Okay, check this out. Jack in the Box used a DOH campaign for a new cheeseburger, and the result? They drove an 8.8% lift in actual people walking into their restaurants. That's a huge deal. That's turning eyeballs into footsteps.
Or how about Poppin, the office furniture company? They ran a campaign in Boston and saw their website traffic from that city shoot up by over 57%. The ad on the street was directly driving people to their site. And this one. This one's just wild. Alamo Beer Company ran its first ever outdoor campaign and saw a 140% increase in requests from distributors who wanted to sell their beer. Incredible.
Here's a perfect look at the whole journey. UGG used those weather-triggered ads we talked about. And look, they didn't just boost awareness by 7%, they also increased consideration and purchase intent by 6% each. They literally moved people from, oh yeah, I've heard of them, to, I think I want to buy that.
So the impact is undeniable. With this blend of art and science working so well, you have to wonder, what's next? Where is all this heading? Let's take a quick look into the future of advertising out in the real world.
All right, a few major trends are really starting to pop. Retail media, the screens inside of stores, is about to explode. We're also going to see programmatic technology, which is basically AI-driven ad buying, get way, way smarter. All of this is making DOOH a must-have, a real power player in any big brand's marketing strategy.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. In a world of ad blockers and skip ad buttons, where we're all trying to avoid ads online, maybe, just maybe, the most powerful messages are becoming the ones that are beautifully and intelligently woven into the world around us, the ones we can't and maybe don't even want to skip.